Hello my crafty friends, and welcome back to another YouTube video. This video is part of the Altenew AECP video hop. So I've got most of the products I'm going to be using for this project laid out here. You'll notice I've got the embossing folder as well as those nesting arches. And the real star of the show is these cosmos, these layering cosmos. They're just gorgeous. And I'm going to be using alcohol markers as well. And we're going to be layering up those inks. We're going to be layering up fresh dye inks and just layering up lots of paper. And that is what this video hop is about. It is about layering it up. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut my flowers. Now I'm only die cutting 3 flowers. I'm going to be die cutting 2 stems. And I'm going to be die cutting those additional stem/leaves for this project. So you can see here, I've set up my first flower and I've pulled out 3 yellows from that Sunshine Valley alcohol marker set. Now I'm coming in with the lightest yellow, which is that Citrus Burst, and I'm just flicking. I'm just using that technique of flicking, and then I come in with the next color, which is the Fresh Lemon. So that is the middle color out of the 3 markers I'm going to be using. And I do the same thing, but I don't put down as much ink as I did with the lightest color. Once I'm done with that Fresh Lemon, I will come in with that Maple Yellow, and that Maple Yellow will just kind of go where all those grooves are and at the base of the petals, just to help with some shadows. Now, once I've done that, I'm actually going to come back in with that lightest color, which is the Citrus Burst, and I'm going to go over all of the petals again. I'm going to minimize the white from the cardstock. You're still going to see some white, but it's just going to be minimal. I just want to create a shape to those petals. So you can see here the finished flower petals. Now we're going to move on to the second flower. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to come in with that Citrus Burst, then I'm going to come in with that Fresh Lemon, then the Maple Yellow, and then I'll come back in with that Citrus Burst. So light, medium, darkest, then light. And that's just kind of my process on how I'm doing these. And if you're new to alcohol inks, I'm not the best colorer. I can use alcohol inks, but I find that these petals are absolutely spectacular if you want to use alcohol inks. They're just so forgiving, just because you know where the lines need to go. The shape of the petal and the embossed areas of the petal really kind of just tell you where you need to put that ink down. So I really, really love these petals. They work really, really well with alcohol markers, at least in my opinion, they do. Because like I said, I am not the best colorer, but I found that these petals really were easy to do. Now, the thing with this flower is this particular flower has a couple of extra layers, and these are these petal folds, right? So we've got one here on the left part of this petal, and then there's another one here on the right side of this petal. And I'm doing these last, and I have my layering guide open just so I can see where the folds are, where should I be darkest. I don't think I did a very good job on the left side of that layer, but I think on the right piece, I did a pretty good job. All right, now I'm not going to show you the third flower. I think you understand the gist of what I was doing with those petals. So we're going to move forward and we are going to work on the stems and the leaves. Now, I kind of basically doing the same thing with the greens. So I've pulled out the Firefly, the Grass Field, and the Shadow Creek. Now I'm going over everything with the lightest color. Then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to go into those creases with the Grass Field. And once I'm done that, I'll come back into those same creases with the Shadow Creek. I'm just going to add a little less ink. And then once I've done all of that, I'm going to come back to that lightest color, which is the Firefly, and then go over the entire stem and all of those leaves. I also want to note, please do not mind my sticky mat. It has been through a lot. I know I need a new one, so don't mind it. There's been a lot of inks on this mat. And when I say inks, I mean alcohol inks, fresh dye inks, pigment inks, as well as some relief paste, which is probably something I shouldn't have done. But I think it's time I got a new mat anyways, and I can keep this mat for my pastes that I want to use and just secure my stencils. All right, so we're going to move on to the centers. Now, I opted for the fresh dye inks for my flower centers just because I did this once before and I really like how it turned out. So I'm going to be coming in with the mid yellow, the mandarin burst, and the red jasper. And I'm just really happy with how this turned out. And of course, I'm using the micro blending brushes just because these are teeny tiny centers. Now with that red jasper, I actually hold the center in my tweezers and just take the brush to the edges as well as kind of scrape the edges on my ink pad just to give it a little bit more depth. Once everything is colored and ready to go, it's time to put our flowers together. Now, of course, as always, I've got my layering guide handy dandy, and we're going to be using the keyhole system that Altenew uses, which is so great. And of course, just a reminder that each layer also has an embossed number on it. So the first layer 1, second layer 2, and so on. So I'm adding some glue to that first layer, and then I'm going to put down the second layer on top of the first. And I'm just going to keep going. And you'll also notice I actually laid all of the layers out from one to the last layer, just so I could add the glue and just drop the layer on. I'm not taking any time to look to make sure I've got the right layer just because I've already organized it that way. And of course, once all of the petals are put together, then we're going to come in with the centers. Now, the first layer of the center, of course, has that keyhole on it, and that second layer of the center covers up that keyhole. And that's where I really put most of my attention to when I was ink blending with my fresh dye inks. Now, I do need to take a minute just to line up that center. You just want to make sure that kind of all of the edges line up to that first layer of that center. All right, now what we're going to do is we are going to speed through the second flower here. Again, same thing, keyhole system. I've lined up my petals. The only difference with this flower is I've got those additional layers for those folds in the petals. Okay, and now I'm going to come in and just put on that additional layer for the folds in the petals. Now I've got the left one put down, and I've got my guide open because I do need that for this last layer. Okay, now once all your flowers are put together, we're going to move on to the nesting arches. Now I'm going to pull out 2 dies. One is smaller than the other, and I'm going to die cut both of them just on an A2 card panel. The reason why I'm just making sure that it's straight is because I can use this negative space on a different project. So that's why I wanted to make sure it was straight. Now, once those are run through, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that small arch die and I'm going to die cut the large arch die and just remove any of that extra paper. Now, once we get to assembling the card, I'll tell you why I did those 2 die cuts this way. All right, so here I've come in with the Hosta. I'm not entirely sure how it's said. I actually think it depends on where you live. Embossing folder, and I run that through my machine and emboss my card panel. Now what I'm doing is I am lining up those 2 arch die cuts with that embossing folder based on where it's going to be placed on my card panel. So I hope that makes sense, and that's why that embossed card panel is lying down underneath that embossing folder, just to assist me in lining up those die cuts. All right, so what you're seeing me do here is I'm ink blending both of those die cuts, those arch die cuts I ran through, and I'm using the baby pink, and then I'm coming in with the magenta, but I'm only adding the magenta to one side of that die cut. Okay, once that's done, I'm adding some scrap paper to the back of those die cuts. Now, I contemplated using Instant Dimension foam tape, but because it's going to be sitting on top of an embossed card panel, not only is that card panel embossed, but it's also embossed itself. So I just wanted to use some scrap paper just to give it a little bit more stiffness. So you see me coming in and I'm just cutting a bunch of pieces of scrap paper, and this is 110 pound, and some of it is actually Nina 110 pound. And what I'm going to do on that large arch die, I'm adding 3 layers of cardstock to lift that up. And on the small arch die, I'm going to be adding approximately 6 layers, and it's really what you're comfortable with. Now, this kind of comes back to that reason why I die cut the large arch with the small arch die. And that's because I'm going to get better leveling with my die cuts if one is not overlapping the other die cut. Now, once you're satisfied with the height of your die cuts, and you don't want to go too much with either one, we're going to move on to the sentiment. And I've pulled the happy birthday from the Pop It Up Blooming Hydrangea. I really, really love this sentiment because I want to keep my sentiment small. Just because I have so much going on my card panel, so something small like this is perfect. All right, so we've got everything ready to go, and it's time to start assembling our card panel. So you'll notice I took that embossed card panel on the white cardstock and I trimmed that down and added it to an A2 size black cardstock just to give me a black frame. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to set up my flowers, glue down my stems. I had a pretty good idea where I was going to put my flowers and my stems. I knew I wanted the more open flowers up a little higher, and the flower that kind of looks like we're looking at it from the side, I wanted that a little lower. Now, my only disappointment with this card panel is that I covered up my arch die cuts. That literally was the plan, but I was a little disappointed that they were so covered. But that's okay. They're still beautiful. We're still going to move forward. I'm using the little stem for that lower flower, and I'm going to glue that down. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take the bottom part of those stems and just glue it to that black cardstock. Now, as you can see, I've added my sentiment to my panel, and here is my finished project. Lots of layers, both with color and paper. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and just a reminder to check the description below for the supply list as well as the link to the next video in the hop, as well as the details on the giveaway.